laziness. Then this next one he says is attraction to things that are bad. Kuchita asakti. Kuchita means reproachful or something like that, and asakti means attachment to it. Attachment to things that are despicable. And you know, there's lots of this is the second major obstacle to virya, is like diversion of energy. Diversion of energy to things that not only don't matter, but are actually I was going to say positively bad, but you know what I mean? Negatively bad. Things that are really bad. And here's one, okay? Here's one, just of the many, many, and maybe, you know, maybe this reverberates a little bit. If it does, you need some help. Television. If you're a yogi, you should not have a TV. And period. There's nothing on TV. In case you hadn't noticed, like thousands of channels, there's nothing on. I used to say 2 shows. Now I think there's 3. I've got 3 shows, I think. There's 2 shows. There's 2 for sure shows on TV. On, you know, all those endless things. There's awful. There's the awful show where people are just killing each other for your entertainment. Awful. And then there's stupid. You know, pretty much every sitcom, every comedy show is stupid. Stupid and awful. And then somebody like pointed out, well, what about PBS? Is it boring? Is it stupid? Stupid, awful, and boring. Okay? That's all that's on TV. And it's actually a pretty good example of this in our modern life, of what he's talking about here. Attraction to stuff that's bad. We spend, people in this culture, I don't know, probably not in this demographic, but on average have the television on 6 hours a day, on average. In the average American home, over 6 hours a day. Okay? 6 hours of how many hours that you're up, you know, when you're not sleeping, or, you know, pooping, or showering, or, you know, eating. 6 hours is probably about half the life. Half your life or something is watching TV. In the average American home. So a yogi or a yogini should not have a TV. Just kill it. Kill your TV set. Kelly Morse, I think some of you know, is launching a teacher training program in New York City. She's demanding of all her students that they get rid of their TV before the teacher training program. And I offered actually to come and help. You know, I was gonna like have them all bring them so I could shoot them. It would be great to like have like a big ritual. You know, but the only thing is just like have like a big shotgun jump. Just blow them away. Say, oh ma. So that's if you still have a TV, you got a problem. There's nothing on. It's just toxic. Shaucha is not a shaucha lifestyle. Shaucha means cleanliness, right? It's just toxic stuff going into your mind. So that's one example. There are many others that you could maybe think of. Attraction to what's bad. Bad habits. See, bad habits that are diverting our energy. And then this last one's very interesting. The feeling of being discouraged. Vishada. Vishada means dejection or depression. Feeling discouraged. And this is belittling yourself. Atma. Hang on, I'm going to read my glasses here. Atma, avamanyam. Avamanyaman. Avyamanyana. Yeah, avamanya means like treating with contempt. Avamanya. Man means mind, thinking with your mind. Manas comes from that same Sanskrit root, and then ava, you know, makes this kind of like negative sort of prefix to it. Treating your atman with contempt, despising yourself. So what he's talking about here, of course, is depression. Depression. The feeling like I'm just not good enough. I'm just not good enough to, you know, to be happy. Actually, I'm not good enough to be a yogi. To be a real yogi or yogini, to achieve the funnest in this very lifetime. I'm not good enough. Maybe that's for other people, but not for me, you see. So he's going to take this on. He's going to talk about overcoming all of these things. But just as a little preview, okay? Depression is a very, very common and widespread problem in our society. Many, many people suffer from it. Many, many people on antidepressants. Very interesting, okay? It correlates almost exactly with the rise of affluence in our society. With the more affluent we get, the more depressed we are. And that's maybe not coincidental, you see. People realize that happiness can't come from just the consumer goods because they got them all. We got all the consumer goods. So no, I don't have all the consumer goods. What don't you have? I don't have the new 160 gig iPod. I only have an 80. That's mostly our level of complaint when it comes to things. See, I have the white one, I wanted the black one. See, now, we got everything. Everyone, we just got everything. We got everything that consumer capitalism promised to us. And they said, and if you get this stuff, you'll be happy. You get a refrigerator, you get a, air conditioning in your house, and everyone got it, everyone. The standard of living in this country has like doubled since 1950. Everybody's standard of living, even poor people's standard of living, has risen enormously. And then correlative with that is the rise of depression. So it's a very common thing, and it's probably not coincidental, I'd say. As yogis and yoginis, if you're suffering from depression, you have to take some very serious action quickly, because it's a major obstacle. It's a major obstacle to your practice. And so you can think about it that way. It's a demon. It is a demon. And it has to, like in the Catholic Church, you have to be your own exorcist. So come out! You have to come out because I'm going to kill you, I'm going to dvesha. I'm dveshaing all over you right now, hating you. Hating the thing that's making you unhappy. What is it that's making you unhappy? You got to identify it and kill it. And it's very hard when you're in the throes of depression. It's very hard to do the one thing that actually will kill depression, which is what? Stop thinking about yourself. Stop thinking about how bad you feel. And when you're in the throes of depression, that's pretty much all you can think about. It's kind of a caricature. The result is a kind of a caricature of the cause. The cause is thinking about yourself all the time. And so Mr. Karma says, oh, you want to think about yourself all the time? Try this. Try being depressed, where you're not going to be able to think of anything other than how bad you feel. So the one thing that can get you out of depression is, as usual with karma, the one thing that you don't want to do. The very thing that's going to help you is the one thing that you are blocked from doing. So that's depression in a way. And there's a very interesting, one of the karmic causes to depression is very interesting. And we'll come to it later in the text, but I'm talking about it now, so why not? What they call idle speech. Idle speech is a karmic cause of depression. Idle speech means that you're just talking crap, you see. You're saying stuff that doesn't matter. And especially you're making promises that you're not keeping. That's a very, very strong form of idle speech. And that comes back at you. You see, the cause is you see yourself saying things that don't matter. And that comes back at you as thinking that you don't matter. So if you're suffering from depression, be very careful with this cause, you see. Be very careful not to say anything, practice, what do you call it, noble silence, as much as possible. And then never, ever say that you're going to do something that you don't do. Always fulfill your commitments. And don't say it if you're not going to do it. See? There's some people here from Los Angeles, I think, and I used to live in LA for quite a while, big industry town, And it's like a joke in the industry. It's like, let's do lunch. Let's do lunch means I'm never going to see you again. See? Let's do lunch means like, bye, you're out of my life forever. They have no intention of ever doing lunch with you. See? And that's that kind of thing. That's idle speech. And that comes back at you as depression, you see.